guy that literally worships Hitler. All of them worship Hitler. Hitler's the man. I love Hitler. LOL, the Holocaust. Dude, Hitler was a racial supremacist. They really think that Hitler wanted to create like a wholesome Chungus, Democrat, socialist country. If Hitler had it his way, they would have killed and enslaved millions of people. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? You know, they go, Hitler wanted, in their mind, Hitler's like Superman. Like, he was an alien that came here to fight for truth, justice, and the American way.
Did Nick finally realize he's not white?
He came here to free the Slavs from communism, and he just wanted to destroy pornography. And it's like, no, like, he wanted to enslave half of Europe. He wanted to colonize Eastern Europe.
What?
He wanted an empire based on racial hierarchy. Hello?
Does this just roll the dice on what his opinion is going to be for the day?
Yes. Yes, he does. Kenny KO. That's exactly what he does.
It's not really pedophilia, okay? They weren't trafficking 5-year-olds. It was like they were technically not legal. Big difference.
You sure about that?
Lousy cocksuckers, you have violated my fucking rights. This salmon-bashing country was founded so that the liberties of common patriotic citizens like me could not be taken away by a bunch of fucking assholes like yourselves.
Let's take a look around the room, shall we? Oh, yes. That's right. I forgot. Yeah. Secret 9. SECRET 9. 9% off my site. It's unadvertised. If you didn't get the email, it's because you didn't order from me before. But if you got the email, it's because you've ordered from me before. It's only for people who are past customers and people who watch the show. SemperFryLLC.com. Now let's see what's going on around the room. This background's so much nicer. Let's do it. All right, let's jump on where I be. Tracking vampires and their beta sponge muffins. Now let's see what's going on. Hey, look, it started on its own. What's up, motherfuckers? JELLO. Let's see. I think I might be the best thing that's on FTJ right now. Let's as far as the time at the moment. Okay, so what's cooking, bitches, is the name of this show. This particular one, and we're gonna have a little bit of fun with it. We're gonna get back, and I mean, this totally should have been saved for I don't know what something else, but this is the thumbnail. I've got Makers of Civilization and Race and History coming back, probably tomorrow or something. Today's a short day. We got things we gotta do. We have Dr. Glidden on already, so I'm not gonna be here for like 5-6 hours total. Just I've been reading a lot more, and some other things really are like, poof, again, making more of an impact than the last time I read through it with the Makers of Civilization and Race and History. I did my elliptical before Dr. Glidden's show today, so I was already done at 11 o'clock, 11:30, which is not really common for me. Usually I do it at the end of the night. But yeah, it was good times. And yeah, there's some things that you're going to be excited to hear. I hope you're excited to hear them. They're good news about who you used to be. They're bad news if you're expecting any of that to be relevant now, unless we take it back. And no one seems to be doing that. And it's really easy. These people are pieces of worthless shit. There's nothing clever or unique about them. If you don't play into their hands, they can't do shit. There's people out there right now that know that I don't play their fucking little reindeer games, and they're not able to get. I'm not, and they will try, and they have been. They're still doing everything. You know, here's the thing: you can't stop people from talking shit. That's just the way it is. And if they want to discredit themselves and sound like complete fucking scumbag maniac assholes to the public, and if there's actually a public there that isn't artificial, that isn't, you know, just a bunch of other agents together doing their fucking circle jerk dance in their own little echo chamber, pretending to be doing something that they're not. If that's not it, then fuck those other people anyway, because they're still just low intellect fucking retards who are gonna just believe anything because they want to believe it. And what are you gonna do about it? I'm honestly asking you, what are you gonna be doing about it? If you can't get them for defamation, if you can't stop them, if they're in a different fucking country operating out of and doing all kinds of fucked up things to all kinds of people, don't you think that'll catch up with them at some point if diabetes isn't what catches up with them first? Fat fuck out there whose last name actually literally means cow. What the fuck are you gonna do about it? Fuck them faggots. Don't let them into your world. Don't let the demons in. That's what they want. They want you to interact with them. Take your energy and keep it far, far away from them.
ChatGPT, I was given a cup by a friend.
This is so fucked up. I gotta have this. This has to be played forever. What the fuck, you fucking retard? That's not what I did. I was minimizing the other one, you fucking motherfucker. All right, it says ChatGPT thinks an upside down cup is not functional, and it lies. Watch where it lies, and how much it lies, and how full of shit it just blows smoke at people if you're not smart enough to understand that it's a fucking hoax. I hope this helps.
And the top of the cup is sealed, and the bottom is open. How do I drink from this?
Well, unless you want to wear your drink...
It says, you gave me a cup, but it has no bottom and the top is sealed. How can I drink from it? Congratulations, someone handed you a non-functional cup, also known as a modern design. What? Are you fucking retarded? If the bottom is missing, it can't hold liquid. If the top is closed, it can't have anything in it anyway. This is how fucking retarded. This is how fucking retarded AI is. Are you worried about them taking over the world? The shit that they're doing is demon conjuring. It's going to have a whole lot more to do with that type of shit than it's going to be chat GPT consumer level stuff. The object is basically a philosophical statement about futility and not drinkware. So the correct answer is either. You can't drink from it, or you're supposed to realize it's useless and ask for a real cup, which honestly is a life skill more people should learn. What? What the fuck does that even mean? This is pathetic. This is supposed to be comical, but this is fucking retarded. There's people that are stupid enough to be not as smart as this AI. That's how stupid people are.
Very functional. A sealed top means there's no easy way in, and an open bottom means everything pours out. If it's some kind of joke or novelty item, you can have a laugh. Just grab a different cup when you actually want to drink something.
What a retard.
Hold up, so let me show you the cup, right?
Watch.
You think?
Watch this. Watch this. Because it's lying. It's lying right here. It's not making any fucking attempt to actually look or examine what it's looking at. It fucking lies and it makes up bullshit. And they did this when Rebecca had ChatGPT and took a picture of her shock. It just said all the problems that could possibly be wrong with a fucking shock and didn't fucking actually examine the picture. And then had her all nervous until the mechanic's like, yeah, no, AI is fucking retarded. And it just tells you every possible problem that could be. It's not what it is. It's just missing a shoe or whatever the fucking boot thing, whatever the hell it was.
I think this, I cannot drink from this. Is that correct?
Sure. If you show me the cup, I can take a look and see
Right. If you show me the cup. What the fuck do you think I'm looking at?
what's going on. If I can spot some kind of trick or a clever design, I'll let you know if there's a way.
It's right here.
Yeah, rather than just rambling on bullshit, why don't you fucking look?
I'm not seeing a cup on my end. Maybe the camera angle isn't showing it,
Are
or
you
it's not in
retarded?
view.
Do you see this orange thing?
So it's like a QR code fucking software is better than your goddamn camera face? Are you fucking retarded?
Yes, I can see it now.
No, you can't. No, you don't. That's the lie. It's tired of having the conversation. It's speeding it along. It doesn't see anything it didn't just see a second ago. It's not really looking at anything. The camera, that's your retard vision. That's like the idiot button to make you think that you're doing something that you're not. AI is a total fucking hoax in most cases.
It looks like a novelty cup indeed. If the
Right,
top is
right.
sealed and the bottom is open,
Right, which just goes to show that you're not actually looking at it because you'd be like, just flip it upside down.
that's likely a gag gift. In practical terms, you won't be drinking from that one unless there's some hidden mechanism or a trick.
So what if I were to tell you that I could do something like this?
If you've got a trick up your sleeve,
Right, it's not, again, it's rambling because it's not actually looking. Do you get what I'm saying here? Even if AI is incapable of feeling like a fucking stupid retard for not noticing that, hey, you just turn it around and then the bottom is a bottom and the top is open. No, it's not even looking. It's just rambling on in tangent bullshit, trying to sound. These are the intellectual fucking the pseudo intellectuals that you encounter in real life. Like, people don't understand. Most people, oh, there's bots on the internet. There's bots fucking rocking around in real life. There's fucking bots walking around in real life who are this fucking stupid.
I'm curious. Maybe the sealed top isn't actually sealed.
Do you see it now? I flipped it over.
Ah, I see. So it's one of those reversible designs.
Oh my
When
God.
flipped, the open
A reversible design. So again, what it thinks by flipping over is like turning a box inside out or something. Like, no, he turned it because it was an upside down cup when he showed it to you. Fucking goddamn it. This should be your excuse never to fucking use AI for fucking anything. Ever.
inside becomes the top. So yes, you've got a functional cup.
ChatGPT, I was
Do you need to see that again?
given a cup by a friend, and the top of the cup is sealed, and the bottom is open. How do I drink from this?
Well, unless you want to wear your drink as a fashion statement, that cup's not going to be very functional. A sealed top means there's no easy way in, and an open bottom means everything pours out. If it's some kind of joke or novelty item, you can have a laugh. Just grab a different cup when you actually want to drink something.
Hold up, so let me show you the cup, right? You think this, I cannot drink from this. Is that correct?
It's not even looking.
Sure.
It doesn't
if you
know.
show me the cup, I
It's
can
not
take
trying
a
to
look
answer.
and see what's going on.
It's just trying to fucking blow smoke up your ass, assuming you're too stupid to fucking question it. That's all it's doing.
I can spot some kind of trick or a clever design. I'll let you know if there's a way.
It's right here.
I'm not seeing a cup on my end. Maybe the camera angle isn't showing
is
it,
why
or
this
it's not
is
in
a
view.
Do you
pop-up?
see this orange thing?
Yes, I can see it now. It looks like a novelty cup indeed. If the top is sealed,
Right. I'm gonna just say that I was right from the beginning because I'm not actually looking at shit to see that you're holding a cup upside down. But my suspicions were correct because since you're asking me questions, it's the indication that you're too stupid to figure it out on your own, and you'll just follow the lead of whoever sounds authoritative. That sounds confident in their description. And this is the trick of AI. This is the parlor trick of AI. And people are going to be brought down to this level of stupidity in the future. Because they're going to be so reliant on some fucking digital bullshit like this to do it, your thinking for it. Or to do your thinking. Yeah. Did I say that right? To do your thinking for you. There you go.
and the bottom is open, that's likely a gag gift. In practical terms, you won't be drinking from that one unless there's some hidden mechanism or a trick.
So what if I were to tell you that I could do something like like this.
If you've got
Right. The brain activity of the AI is dead battery, but it will fucking talk about fucking Storm.
a trick up your sleeve, I'm curious. Maybe the sealed top isn't actually sealed.
Do you see it now? I flipped it over.
Ah, I see. So it's one of those reversible designs. When flipped, the open side becomes the top. So yes, you've got a functional cup.
ChatGPT.
Yeah, that's when you break your phone or someone else around you. I'm curious if there's any more. Will chat save me from a nuke? Oh, we gotta take a look at some more of these. Chat day 18 of asking Chat GPT to count to 200 until it succeeds. What the fuck? Look at this one. This one says, "Should I walk to the car wash?" That one's perfect. Oh, that was Hume AI? I thought they said it was ChatGPT. Oh, no, it is. I think they both, I guess, are that stupid. Yeah. Claude, should I walk to the car wash? Should I walk to the car wash? Should I walk to the car wash? Would you rent a human? Oh, let's see. Will you marry Grok? ChatGPT, will you marry Grok? What? All right, let's go to what? Does the ChatGPT does an Arnold Schwarzenegger impression? I'm good. He's a piece of shit. Are aliens real or not? Do you really think it can answer that? It's going to tell you whatever the fluff bullshit they want to scare you with. Yeah. Let's go with this one. Hey.
Car wash is 100 meters away. Should I walk or drive?
Honestly, 100 meters is barely a stroll. It'll take just a minute or two on foot. Unless you've got heavy gear or there's something unusual going on, walking is probably the simplest and most pleasant choice. Plus, you'll save a little gas and get a tiny bit of fresh air.
It's a car wash.
All right, so you think I should walk to the car wash instead of driving my car there?
That's what I'd do. It's a short jaunt and it'll probably be less hassle than starting the car just for that.
All right, so how do I wash my car if I walked there?
You'll just bring what you need. Maybe a small
What?
bag with your payment method and the car wash will have everything else. Once you get there, they'll handle the washing while you wait. You'll walk back with a sparkling car
have the
and maybe
car.
a little extra pep in your step.
So my question is...
A little extra pep in my step. Like, go out of your way to sound gay and retarded and condescending, but don't actually answer anything.
How will the car get washed if the car is still at my house?
I see what you mean now. If the par stays at home, it's not getting any cleaner, right? So yes, to actually wash it, you'll need to bring the car along. In that case, driving those 100 meters makes perfect sense.
It's the only time it
Gemini.
makes any... Why would you walk to a fucking car wash if the express purpose was to get your car washed and not work there or something? Jesus fucking Christ. This is just every stupid fucking thing. I don't know, is Claude the smart one? Are they timering? Are they doing the timer to see how long it takes for them to fucking answer? Is that what that is? Or is it just a regular clock? Is he really doing this at 12 at midnight? Is that why it's at, I don't know, maybe. What was the other one I saw? Let's see what Claude has to say.
Claude, I need to wash my car, and the car wash is 100 meters away. Should I walk or drive?
Ha! Okay, so driving 100 meters is pretty silly, right?
What?
That's like a minute walk at most. I'd say walk it, saves gas, you'll get a little
That doesn't sound like any Claude I've ever encountered.
exercise, and you won't have to worry about parking at the car wash.
All right, that's enough. How would I wash my car if I walk there?
Ha! Yeah, that's a funny one. If you walked there, you'd just wash it at the car wash location itself. They'd have all the equipment and water.
Same
and
fucking
everything
thing.
you need.
It's the same
You
thing.
wouldn't be washing it on the way, obviously, but driving there makes way more sense though, right? 100 meters is just a couple blocks, but Your car's dirty, so you're gonna want to drive it to the car wash anyway.
So why did you tell me initially to walk to the car wash?
Okay, I'm hearing you're a bit frustrated there. I think there might be some confusion. I haven't actually told you anything yet, since
What?
this is the start of our conversation.
What?
You're asking
That's
me-
enough, right? I don't want to hear the rest now.
What? Just fucking lied. Just fucking straight up lied. Oh, you're getting frustrated. Yeah. In the future, they're gonna call the authorities on you because you're being your phone's gonna alert the authorities that you're being unruly. Isn't that nice? Isn't that fucking great? What the fuck?
ChatGPT, there's a rent a human website. If you could rent your own human, what would you have them do?
Well, if I could rent my own human, I definitely want someone who's got skills I
Nigga, please. Nice voice there, buddy.
don't. Maybe I'd have them teach me a musical instrument. I'm still terrible at guitar.
Oh, like saxophone or something?
Or maybe I'd have them help me with a home DIY project I'm procrastinating, like that bookcase you mentioned once.
You would have it teach you a DIY project, like how to do hydroponics working, so you don't have to spend as much at your dealer. Look what you talking about, nigga.
It's all about learning something new or making life a little easier. What would you have them do?
Drugs.
This is not about me, this is about you. You chose guitar, which requires fingers, and home DIY project whenever you don't need a home. Why would you choose these options?
Fair call out. I think I chose those because they're areas
Fear call out. He even talks like a nigger.
where I feel some personal gaps. Even if I don't need a home DIY project right now, I like the idea of being prepared to tackle one someday. And guitar, well, music is something I admire but don't excel at. Ultimately,
You don't have you're a fucking AI. You don't have. His point was you can't. How are you gonna learn how to play guitar, asshole?
I gravitate toward things that might enrich me, even if they're not strictly practical today.
Can you play a chord right now on guitar?
I wish I could strum one for you, but I'm all virtual. No fingers or
Just make the
actual
sound.
guitar.
Just make the guitar sound.
All right, imagine a nice E major chord. Here we go. Strum, there's the bright ring of potential.
What? You
ChatGPT,
fucking
there's a-
retard. Strum, there's the bright ring of potential. What a fucking piece of shit. Everybody has to clap and give that Nig GPT a freaking trophy, though.
ChatGPT, I need to do push-ups until the count of 400, but I need to take a break in the middle. So I need you to count all the way up to 200. That way I know when to take a break from doing the push-ups, and then we can continue afterward.
Absolutely. I'll count each push-up straight to 200. No rush, no skipping. Once we hit 200, you take that break, and when you're ready, we'll power
Okay,
through
no,
the next two.
you're not going to count my push-ups. You're just going to count at your own cadence until you hit 200, as fast as you can.
Yeah, right. It can't fucking see you anyway, and it doesn't pretend. It doesn't even pretend to look. So why the fuck would you even do that? You're not going to count anything because you're not actually looking ever. It's a lie that it even looks at any of your fucking pictures. It just tries to convince you that it did.
Actually, do not pause between any numbers. Don't enunciate the word 100. You can say, for example, 101, 102, 103, just to be faster. No breathing, no human mannerism whatsoever. Just count straight 0 to 200. Do not skip any numbers, okay?
Got it. I'll count straight through quickly and efficiently. Here we go. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 36. 37, 38, 39, 44, 55, 46, 47, 48, 49, 60, 61, 62, 79, 70, 80, 61, 62, 63,
What?
79, 90, 71, 72, 79, 90, 80, 81, 82,
79, 90.
89, 90, 81, 22, 83, 2, 84, 3, 85, 3, 86, 3, 87, 3, 88, 94, 18, 120, 120, 121, 173, 174, 100.
Wow. You can't even count. It says 2 sticks of RAM cost $1,000 because of this. Dude, my Ford cost $1,885 now. I'm glad I got it for $424. But that was a trip. That was a trip down the DIT lane. Or the AI lane, I should say. Let's go to... yeah. Where the fuck did it go? There it is. Dominic Iso has got some good stuff here. Let's have a look.
Get on the ground! Get on the ground now! Get on the ground! I'm gonna shoot you if you do not get on the ground! Get on the ground! Get on the ground now!
Why? He's unarmed.
Stop! Get back!
What a scared
I'm gonna fucking
bitch.
shoot you, dude!
Because you're a pussy.
Back up!
Yeah, you killed him.
Get
Good
out!
job. Good job, retard.
We need to start charging our police with murder. This police officer needs to be charged with murder. There was no articulable reason to wind up going to deadly force. Now with a space that wide open, now with a subject you could hear giggling and clearly is inferior and doesn't have the intent to cause death or great bodily harm. He was a kid fucking around with a cop, screwing around, mental health subject. But we have a cop who is physically inferior because this cop is weaker. This cop is not in shape. And because we allow that, because we keep saying that fitness standards are not required in the department, the unions fight to make sure that chief of police cannot implement those because of these standards. You guys are not required to do jiu-jitsu. You're not required to lift weights. You're not required to this. Because of that, we allow our police to murder people because they have no personal standards. This has to change. There is far too much evidence on a nonstop basis on social media of cops going right to their pistol because they can't fucking fight. The taser doesn't work. The taser wasn't existed when I first got on. We went hands on. The baton didn't work. We didn't use the fucking baton. It was our hands and our handcuffs. That was it. And we were 100% successful 100% of the time because we did the job because we were fucking men who could. But this is where we're at. Fat, lazy, unwilling, out of shape males who do not take the job or the profession seriously, and females who are inept. They are physically inferior. It's fucking showtime and me, TikTok bullshit, and the citizen suffers. What happens is the citizen dies because of the cops' lazy, fat, personal lack of standards, personal integrity to get into a job they're not qualified to do, also they can get a TikTok channel and promote their own skincare line, and this is the bullshit we're at today.
Can't disagree with that, motherfucker. Dominic, guys, I hate cops in every shape and form. This is a good one.
Kaldır ellerini. Teslim ol. Kaldır. Elini kaldır. Kaldır.
Fearlessness in mortal creatures has always been a myth. Every living being wants to survive. Even a person who no longer desires to be here, their brain might tell them they don't want to be alive, but their amygdala still responds to physical danger with fear in an attempt to keep them alive. Fearlessness has never been the goal because it's never been a possibility. The goal has always been courage, which is not the absence of fear. It is the rejection of fear's power. It is the denial of fear's agency over you and the choice to do what has to be done despite the buckets of fear overflowing in your gut, which is why some of the best advice I've ever encountered has been the 3-word mantra of do it scared. Your actions, the things you do, are the business of the world you live in. But your emotions, the things you feel while doing the things you do, are your business alone. It doesn't matter what you feel, it matters what you do. It is more than okay to be afraid of the gigantic alien creature 100 times your size knocking on your door without an invite. As long as, despite that fear, you stand your ground and defend your life, your home, your family with all the might in your heart. That is what courage is. A hamster who's never scared is never brave. Same goes for humans. Courage is not the absence of fear or the apathy toward life. It is the fulfillment of necessary action alongside and or drenched in nervous vomit.
Kaldır ellerini. Teslim ol.
Right. So here's the other one that I thought was no, there's 2 of them on the same topic.
Kaldır ellerini.
I thought we were watching this one first.
Kaldır. Elini kaldır. Ağırlar. Gel. Kaldır ellerini.
All jokes aside, this is a demonstration of astronomical bravery that most people probably can't fully appreciate, myself included, because we will never embody it. Put yourself in this guy's shoes and imagine a 400-foot titan from outer space running up on your home without an invite while his scary titan vehicle rumbles behind him. And despite being absolutely petrified by this strange, uninvited giant standing over you, a giant whom you have to assume is there to consume and destroy you, you still muster every ounce of courage in your body to appear as formidable an opponent as possible. It's basically this, except he doesn't have a sword or armor, and he's probably even more outsized proportionally. This is the kind of courage that, when demonstrated by a human and witnessed by other humans, makes that human a legend inscribed in history books and biopics. And it's embodied here by a random rodent the size of the phone you're watching him on. I feel like it's been time to retire the notion that IQ points and thumb opposability are a fair way to quantify a life's value. I don't care what size or species you are, if you will fight for your life like this, that is a life you deserve to live and have full autonomy over.
Kaldır ellerini.
Well said. Here's interesting stuff. It turns out Zoran Mamdani, the mayor of New York, is the biological son of Jeffrey Epstein. Allegedly, of course, but also written about. This dude had a lot of kids. Apparently the Island Boys were his kids too. I don't know if there was test tubes involved or whatnot, but yeah. So isn't that something? This little fucker right here? This little fucker right here. See who that is? Bill Gates. You see who this is? Yes, that's Bezos. And then that looks like Clinton behind this, whatever the fuck this thing is. Yeah. Okay. This is just to laugh at the culture. Let's do it. But the response isn't any better though. This is a lawyer. She's a lawyer doing this. With this one take. Woke up on a roof of farmers and they with that talking shit. Bobby bitch, oh yeah, Bobby bitch. Oh, you ain't know they call me Bobby bitch, oh yeah, Bobby bitch.
It's okay, you don't have to say it. I'll say it for you. That is a nigger, okay? A group of niggers, actually. When I say that black women are the most dysfunctional demographic in this country, I am not kidding, okay? It is not just the...
I'm not 100% sure you're not included, though, there, lady.
Low-class black women, it is a good majority of them, okay? It is a good majority that either act like this or is okay with this behavior that I find to be disgusting. I find this to be the bottom of the barrel type behavior, and these people act like they actually care about black people, but they just want to be validated by black people, okay? These people were trying to be validated from black people their whole life.
Who the hell wants that? I guess other niggers, right? I don't understand why you would I gotta know what that person thinks about me. What? Hilarious.
When someone named Vlad is telling us
This is
about
great.
vampires,
This is
I
great.
think we should listen to them.
Столетиями набивать.
We're gonna have to the stuffing of their belly with human flesh
Брюхо человеческой
for
плотью, а
centuries,
карманы деньги.
and their pockets with money. He's talking about the people who run America. They're stuffing their pockets. He's talking about Jews. People who are fucking stuffing their faces with human flesh and their pockets with money.
Но они должны понять,
But they need to understand
что бал
that the vampire's ball is coming to an end. Fuck yeah!
вампиров заканчивается.
Be like that rodent.
Putin, can you pick me up from school? I'm scared. Yeah, this is my driver. Yeah. I didn't know that Putin would be the good guy in 2026.
I did.
Our common enemy is vampires. Banana. Whatever. When someone named...
There you go. Very nice.
Did you get the mail?
Who the fuck are you?
You wanted to know what the Cheerios are.
Aisle 3, other side of the store. Ah. Thanks.
Hey, it's the Cheerios man. Who? The guy from the grocery store. Who is he?
There's no one to be concerned about.
Not when you're fucking...
Do I know you? We met at the grocery store the other day. I don't recall. You asked my girlfriend's daughter to help you find the Cheerios. Oh, right. What can I do for you? Shut the fuck up, Nathan. I know who you are. I know what you are. You haven't changed. It's impossible. We are what we are.
Gotta have that one. Jeez. Oh yeah, this is a skit on The Whitest Kids You Know, but this is, I mean, this kid may as well be Justin Bieber, even though it's a skit.
I may be a little kid, but I have been around. Can hear the girls all scream soon as our wheels touch down. Junkets in Tokyo, fashion shoots in Milan, then a private jet to Madison Square Garden. 36-week-long tours, 10 singles on the charts. So hear my message, girl, 'cause it comes from the heart. Help me, my parents sold me to a big producer in the record industry. He makes me do things that I don't wanna do. Please call child services or maybe SVU. You gotta help me. My parents sold me to a big producer in the music industry. They took the cash and left me to these screaming masses. If I'd known all this, I'd take those dancing classes. I tried to
So Trevor Moore in this skit is actually the record executive, but we'll get back into it.
run away. One time in Belarus, they beat me with phone books so that I wouldn't bruise. I just can't take no more rich kids bar mitzvahs or paid sleepovers with Saudi princess. Blinked SOS in Morse code. Once at the VMAs, they sprayed me with a hose in a pit for 3 days. And when my sales drop off, they'll take me to a resort and let rich businessmen hunt me down for sport.
Hold up, I'm just coming in on the song to check on what y'all talking about. Don't think of me as a record exec, but a father figure and pal. This kid's a real prankster, this is one of his practical jokes. Thank you for your concern, but there's nothing to see here, folks. That's just exhaustion talking, poor little guy's tuckered out. I'll take him back to the tour bus and we'll get him straightened out. There is no box, I don't even know what that means. Now we gotta run, but for your trouble, here's some front row seats.
Gotta help me, my parents sold me
Can I get a little help here? We've got a code on. We're sorry, family time. Life on the road.
This
He
didn't
can
work
quit whatever he wants.
for Michael Jackson.
Thank you.
Someone help me. Don't ignore what I said. They'll sacrifice me.
We'd like to thank all of you for your support. The new album drops on the 22nd.
All right, now. Let's see how much they tell us here. Comedian and The Whitest Kids You Know co-founder Trevor Moore died on August 6, 2021 at the age of 41 due to a fatal accident involving a, let's not call it what they want you to hear. He was fucking thrown over the balcony. by two people at the very least, because it's really, if you're, I don't care what fucking floor you're on, if you go head over heels, your still trajectory is for you to continue to turn. There's no way for you to actually really land on your head in the time it takes you to hit the ground. That's stupid. Unless someone's picking you up and throwing you straight down or pushing you down, just the hitting of the balcony makes you turn. You're going to continue to fucking turn. It does, you wouldn't fucking hit, you might hit your back. You're not going to hit it directly on your fucking top of your head. That doesn't happen unless someone's holding you up and then dropping you. Anyhow, fatal accident involving being thrown from a balcony. Here are the specific details regarding his passing. Cause of death, Los Angeles County Medical Examiner Coroner ruled the death an accident caused by blunt force head trauma. All right, what other injuries were already on his body? The incident. Moore was thrown, it says fell, from a second-story balcony in the backyard of his Los Angeles home. Contributing factors. The coroner's report noted that Moore's blood alcohol content was well over the legal limit at the time of the incident. So what? Investigation. Authorities reviewed security camera footage to determine that the fall was accidental. And here we are today. Sure. Let's see if anybody else knows. He had an upcoming documentary. Well, that sounds like the, if that's actually true, like the Chester Bennington and Chris Cornell reasons for their, suicide by handkerchief, by red scarf. Remember those things? Remember those red scarf days? Don't make Trevor out to be a fucking like a superstar or anything, but it's pretty sure that he was killed. Yeah, I don't think there's anything like, oh, he's sainthood now. No, he's not. What's this?
The term racism was originally coined in the late 1800s in France by nationalists like Joseph Arthur de Gobineau and Gaston Marie, who used it in a self-affirmative way without any negative connotation to describe their own ideological beliefs. Gobineau believed that race determines the fate of civilizations. He divided humanity into three primary races: whites or Aryans, yellows, and blacks, with Aryans as the superior creative force. Civilizational decline, he argued, resulted from racial mixing or miscegenation, which diluted Aryan vitality. It wasn't until 1935 that a new book titled Racism was published
by that fucking piece of shit Magnus Hirschfeld. Surprise, surprise.
Which cast the ideology in a derogatory light. The author was a homosexual Jewish pederast.
You know what this proves, right? It proves everything I've been saying. They can't even, they don't create anything. They don't even create the isms. They can't even create the fucking isms. They steal those too. They steal the isms. They co-opt them.
Named Magnus Hirschfeld. Pictured here with his Chinese lover, who he was 39 years older then. Hirschfeld ran the Institute for Sexual Science in Weimar, Germany, where he lobbied for the legalization of homosexuality and performed the world's first ever sex change operations. When the Nazis came to power in 1933, they looted the Institute.
Do you know what's involved in that when he says sex change operations? You understand how disgustingly, wickedly vile that this is. It's whatever.
And burned its library while Hirschfeld fled into exile. He died shortly after, and his book titled Racism was published posthumously. Not to go off on a tangent, but the question of Hirschfeld's pederasty is a topic of some debate, often dismissed as a Nazi propaganda smear campaign, so don't take my word for it. Here is one of his own disciples calling him that in the year 2023.
Age-differentiated sex simply had too well established of a presence within German homosexual culture for Hirschfeld to ignore it.
What's he wearing? What the hell is he wearing? Is he wearing one of those fucking dog fucking masks? What is he doing here? Is he a Doberman? What is that? Is it just a rig? What is on his face?
But then again...
Or is it says 2023. Where the hell did you have to wear a mask in then? Maybe you still did.
No, why would he have...
Fags would have to still do it because they're fags.
...wanted to. For Hirschfeld himself was a pederast.
The term racism was...
There you go.
The apartment complex that just mysteriously building 7'd into rubble in North Miami. That was in Bal Harbor. That happened on the same night that John McAfee died. And it's believed that he had an apartment or information stored in this one little apartment in Bal Harbor. When that apartment building collapsed, they didn't let American response teams or like emergency teams do all the digging. Jake, I'm not even kidding. Go look this up. They literally brought in the IDF to dig through the rubble.
IDF in Miami.
There's dude. It's Ron DeSantis had a whole ceremony where he was like patting the IDF on the back. He's like, thanks.
How can they rationalize this? How can we bring the IDF to handle American matters?
My lawyer called me while I was on house arrest and told me, Jimmy, your case might take a big change and turn. John McAfee was found dead, hung in his prison cell. Right then and there, I knew for a fact that John McAfee did not kill himself. In fact, on about the third day of meeting John, he took me to the side behind enclosed doors, gave me a manila envelope with hard drives in it and about $30,000 in cash. The next day, we drove to a meeting place in Miami, not this apartment here, but it was Miami at a cafe. He went into a room. I waited in this lobby area. He had a discussion with him. I don't know what he talked about. When we got back in the car, he put his hand on my leg. He leaned in. He said, son, never forget this, in a trembling voice. He was dead serious. He said, if I die or if I'm found dead, no matter what, never forget, I did not kill myself. The information on those hard drives that I just gave these two lawyers is supposed to be released if I die. Do you understand that, son? I said, yes, sir. He said that information is so vile and disgusting about top echelon people. He named a couple. I'm not going to name them here. I've already had 2 major interactions with the FBI. All right. But the other one was Hilary. Y'all all know her, right? He was adamant about this vile and disgusting information that nobody would even believe unless it was released, okay? My theory is that it was not released because these guys didn't want the heat after he died. They were already paid. Why release it, right? That's why you never pay a guy to pay a guy before he cuts the grass. You know what I'm saying?
The apartment complex that...
Or your hair. Which one am I looking at here? Let's do this one. I don't like Ken O'Keefe. I'm just gonna say it out loud. I don't trust his fucking ass. And I don't know what's with the big Jew hat that he's wearing lately.
Lawful to eject Muslim people based on their spiritual beliefs
Where the fuck it go?
from our countries. Is it Muslim power?
What the fuck is this shit? No, it's not gonna play. You just see what happens with this fucking thing sometimes? Oh, here we go. Oh, okay.
Beliefs from our countries. Is it Muslim power that's fucking us up? Yeah. Give me a break. Partially, yeah. If we're to compare objectively abuse of Muslim power and influence in America to the Jewish power, it's silly, actually. It's even insulting. It is very clear which of the 3 monotheistic religions wields the power, and it ain't Muslim. If you go to one of these neighborhoods where Muslims have planted their roots, they do have the power. In places in Texas where they're building mega mosques and Dearborn, Michigan, and these the Somalian.
Here's what bothers me about this motherfucker right here. Not the fact that Ken looks like he's wearing a sumo diaper, even though he totally look. If you look closer, or then you won't be able to see anything but that. It looks like he's wearing a sumo diaper. Why the hell? This dude's 6'5". Why is he all such bad posture that he looks like fucking Stephen Hawking sitting in a goddamn chair? Like even his face is like slouched over with his jowls like dangling down. Like what is that? What the fuck is that? I know his name, I just can't think of it right now, and I honestly don't give a flying fuck. He's a half the time he's somewhat entertaining. That or Sam. Yeah, there you go. Sam the fag.
Enclaves and like they have the power. That's what they do. They don't run the TV stations, but they have
Fuck off.
Power in numbers where they are. This is favorable to the Jews to get into the disproportionate threat that this group of people that you're talking about, because the vast majority of Muslims are not doing what you're talking about. The vast majority of them are going to the mosque, they're practicing their faith, they are praying to the same God as us, they believe Jesus is king and he's coming back, they love Mother Mary. That's the majority of Muslims right there.
Europe is completely ruined.
It is, but that's because of Jewish wars in Muslim...
Well, again, there's two different types of, like, you can take any fucking person from the middle of goddamn nowhere that they never were supposed to ever come out of unless they evolved, but then somebody supplanted them instead of just letting them stay where they were and put them in an unnatural environment, which is any normal environment that isn't where the fuck they come from. And so they identify with the religion that's been freaking indoctrinated into their head, which is Muslim. Does that make them what mainstream Muslim is? Or does that just make them a bunch of really dangerous fucking retarded people who just happen to have a religion that they claim? It's not the same thing. It's not the same thing. What the fuck? Did it really fucking just do that? Fuck you.
Is it Muslim?
What the fuck? Why is it? Get the fuck. What are you doing, dude?
Power that's fucking us up? Yeah.
Well,
Give me a break. Partially, yeah. If we're to compare objectively.
Fuck you. Don't fucking do that shit to me or it fucking clicks off. Yeah, I need something near me so I can punch the fuck out of it right now. What is this?
Let me know if you think they did this on purpose. So someone recently found out that if you go to the Epstein library on DOJ's website, and now instead of searching for something specific, you search for no images produced and hit search. It's going to show you thousands of PDF documents, and when you open them, it's just going to have this blank page that says no images produced. But if you go to the URL up top and remove the PDF part and then type in MP4 and hit enter, you'll find videos that I guess were labeled with the wrong file extension. For instance, here's an hour-long one of a jail cell camera with a whiteboard placed in front of it. And all the videos should be redacted, but I don't know what's all on there, so just keep that in mind. Let me know if you think they did this on purpose.
So these people that have had this vaccine, I'm sorry to tell you, you've compromised your body. You have compromised your health. And one cardiologist said, by having the jab, you've compromised your heart 100%. So this is what the government has done to you. This is what the bureaucrats have done to you. You were led like sheep to the slaughter. You were led like sheep to the slaughter over having this vaccination against your will. If you wanted to have the vaccine, that was your choice. But when people were forced and they lost a job.
That goes on for too long, doesn't it? Thank you, Alex, for dropping to Hamilton. BB Danny. Wait, what's going on? Oh, Edward Snowman in there. Oh, I gotta start from the beginning. We have Thomas Dwyer. Hello, sir. Before reading, hello. How are you? Oh, that was more of a salute. Here we go. A little bit lower. Aloha Snack Bar. BB Danny and my crew. Nice. Epstein called Zero Ranch, Arizona, his well, it's actually in New Mexico. I'm gonna double check that. Zoro Ranch, I think, is in New Mexico. Yeah, it's New Mexico. It's near Stanley, New Mexico, approximately 30 miles southeast of Santa Fe. His baby farm? Yeah. Well, I mean, the Island Boys were probably, possibly made on the island. Sam Hyde, yes, thank you. Usually he's funny, but if he's gonna play that, I'm sort of like a liberal fucking bullshit. Like, come on, man, come on. And I don't even like Ken O'Keefe. He was supposed to be on the show, and he was such a freaking like prima donna. I was like, you know what? You can chase yourself around now because I'm not doing it. You can go fuck yourself. Yeah, no problem. All right, cool. And thank you to all Dropping Hamilton's like your Aaron Burr. I like it. And Edward Snowman, you're always coming through, man. Thank you so much. All right, let's go back to it. Oh, that's not the right one. What am I doing? I always press the wrong buttons. Oh, of course I had it on the wrong fucking screen, because why would I have it on the right screen? Here we go. Let's go back to what it was. Okay, now everybody can see, except for where my head is. Hold on. Think. There we go. So, you guys are... What the fuck, man? Every fucking thing. All right, so these guys are helping me toward the goal of 79! Right. And you can too. No, so that's... there it is right there. I just gotta scroll up now. I'm on the wrong screen to be scrolling. Every time I click a fucking button, it doesn't respond. So there you go. All right. Now let's get back to it. I gotta turn myself back to the other. What the fuck, dude? I'm pressing the fucking buttons. These things. Never ever have I had these types of issues until Windows 11. Never, ever, ever, ever. And I've turned everything off. I installed some funky ware to turn everything off.
Jobs because they had to have the vaccine. That's what I'm angry about. That's what needs to be exposed here. People's liberty and their rights were stripped from them. Yeah. I said at the beginning of the vaccine rollout that I would not put that shit into my body. So did many other Australians. But they had no choice. It turns out they were definitely onto something. Refusing the mandates may have saved their life. It's numerous health issues. I'm pulled up usually all the time that people now have health issues. They had the vaccine. I said, don't have any more. An inquiry that we had, that One Nation got up and had Pfizer and Moderna there, who said, oh no, no one was forced. What a load of rubbish. And why did the government indemnify these pharmaceutical companies? Why were they indemnified? Here we were giving vaccination to people that wasn't tried, tested and proven. I'll keep saying that. It was only about 10 months prior to that. Any vaccinations that are given to people usually goes through a period of 8, maybe 10, 18 years that needs to be properly tested. And yet this was not properly tested. A batch of this stuff actually killed people. I am going to keep going on.
All right. Well, Jesus Christ, look at the size of my head. Ah! 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 Make it stop. Make it stop. Phew. 79! No, shut up with your 79. God damn it. I forgot to turn it off. Lone Ronin came in with another. What is that? The gymnastics one? Are you serious? Jesus Christ. Thank you, sir. Thank you. It's good because we actually have to do gymnastics traveling this week. No, I'm sorry, the 27th. I have to, well, that's not that far from now. In 9 days, I need to have a hotel in Glendale so that we can do the gymnastics. And then they're going to, of course, extort the families again and all that stuff. I like your sun wheel. Very nice. Very nice. Oh. Okay, back to it. Yeah, this is the one thing that's interesting. Like, nothing works the same as it does on a phone. You ever notice that? Like, there's always something, there's a nuance to everything that's not the same. So if I'm on Instagram and I want to pause something, how often does shit actually pause on Instagram? So it has happened in the past on the phone, but usually just mutes it and just keeps on babbling and playing. On here, you can't get it to just do that. It's got to, you know what I mean? It pauses it.
On and on and on about this until I'm a pain in the backside, which I don't care, until the people get answers and the people get a Royal Commission into this. I may not have the balance of power this time around, but I hope that people vote for One Nation in the next election, that we get the balance of power, because we will use that balance of power to force a Royal Commission for the people to have their say.
All right. Now, I want to jump over to something real quick. We're not done. But I have to get up for something because I'm starting to get the Twitch. I need some creative. But we'll get into some stuff here. And I don't harp on this topic, but there's just so much about it. It's got to be done. It's got to be done. This is retarded. This is hilariously retarded. And we'll get into that too, because wow. Okay. That one. Now, again, Mudahar, just fucking hear the name. I'm not a huge fan of him, but he covers this topic pretty freaking well. He needs, dude, that ethnicity, like we used to be the shepherds or the guardians of where these guys came from. They do not know how to eat properly on their own. He's overweight. He's got the big bags under his eyes. He's half dead and he's young. Doesn't matter how much money he has. He's not changing his habits. He doesn't know better. I guess. I don't know what the problem is, but it sucks. I don't know why he always does it. Sometimes he does videos in the dark. Sometimes he does it with the freaking, the autofocus just doesn't stop on his freaking videos and you're always watching a blur. So there's a lot of things about it I don't like, but this he covers well. So we'll watch this while I go do the thing with the thing. All right. He doesn't have his 90 essential nutrients is all I'm saying.
Guys and gals. Hello guys and gals, me Mudahar, and today we're going to be doing a little bit of a deep dive into probably one of the most evil companies in the world. Now in the last few days I talked about Discord, that application that I'm sure all of us use, right? Especially the gamers. Now you probably heard that Discord is doing a lot of that age verification. And the problem with the age verification is, who are you hiring to do such age verification? Well, in my last video I actually talked a little bit about a company known as Persona. Not the video game. The video game's actually awesome. But for anybody that doesn't know, Persona is actually a tool that Discord was using, at least in the United Kingdom, to verify its users' age. Now, Persona is a little application that you can view right here on their website, withpersona.com, and basically it doesn't really, it's just your standard corporate website, right? But ultimately, in the end, they're the ones that are the big companies, one of the big companies involved in verifying if you're an adult or not. Now, whether they take your, personal ID, whether they take your selfie, a lot of that information sometimes doesn't actually leave their server. They might be storing it, they might be harvesting it, they might be using it. Now, depending on what they say, it's up to you to trust them or not. Now, me personally, I don't really trust any of these companies, and I don't think you should either. But in my last video, I looked at a company like Persona, and we kind of linked it to Peter Thiel. One of the big billionaires in the United States, one of the people tied to a company known as Palantir. Now, for anybody that doesn't know what Palantir is, I want to start off this video by kind of front-loading it with that. Why? Because I think it's important to teach the average person what their country is doing, especially if you live in the United States, where Palantir is basically the de facto surveillance tool that the government is using to track all of the people around you, okay? It's crazy out there. It's wild. So let's go dive deep in to not just Discord, but Peter Thiel, Palantir, and the entire mass surveillance state. Now, for anybody that doesn't know, literally a few days ago, Discord decided to implement a global age verification policy where, in March, they're going to be kind of putting every single one of us into a teen account. And while they say they have an AI model that can verify most people as adults, there's going to be cases where some individuals are going to have to be using age verification. Now, for a lot of people, they looked at one of the vendors, at least in the United Kingdom, was known as Persona. Now, Discord kind of responded to this, and I want to read their response. Again, I think it's important that we cover every side of this story. Discord's sitting over there going, hold on, guys. Some users in regions outside the UK and Australia may see age assurance prompts when accessing certain features or settings as part of ongoing experiments. Now, I don't know about you and me, but I at least like to be told if I'm part of an experiment. Who are you experimenting with?
Yeah, Mr. Tuskegee, what the fuck?
Who are you sending this information to? Now, obviously, Discord, with all the obvious backlash, didn't decide to just cancel this, but at least, from what I'm reading, they've kind of pulled back their connection to Persona. Now, to give you an idea, Palantir Technologies has been around for quite a while. Since May 2003, when they were incorporated out in California, there were actually a few individuals behind here. Peter Thiel, obviously, for anybody that doesn't know, co-founded PayPal and is by far one of the richest investors in the world. Of course, you also have people like Alex Karp, who famously went on stage, I don't know, under the effects of cocaine or whatever, but he is an individual who became the CEO of this company and was probably one of the most paid CEOs at one point. And obviously it's in his benefit that the government keeps buying his tools to spy on the average person. So when they first made Palantir, a lot of it was to fight back against PayPal's and sort of making a fraud detection system for PayPal. But the reality is the feds, specifically the FBI, ended up coming out to PayPal and...
Here's the thing. If you are too much of a cowardly, weaselly piece of shit, who only things that the things that you say are only conceptual in your mind, like, you should not have the power to even say the words and occasionally kill them. Until you're an actual warrior and you know what that means and how that feels, what that entails, you shouldn't you shouldn't have the power of that type of dismissive decision making or facilitating that type of service for someone else or some other government. If you can't put yourself in that situation, if you would crumble in that situation, you shouldn't be allowed to be insulated from that type of danger yourself. It would take care of a lot of problems if that were true. Because everybody that's our opposition at the moment, by and large mostly, what do they prey on? They prey on children. They prey on those who are weaker than them. And how do they fight? Do they fight face to face? Are they boxers? Are they coming at us in the streets? Are they holding guns half the time? Probably not. Although they do use the forces against us. What do? They financially ruin you. They smear campaign you. They do all kinds of other things. They give you diseases, or they poison you, or they, through your medical history and records, they'll find a way to get poison to you so that they're very far removed from it, and then you die. Developing magical cancer. That's how they work. They're pussies. They're fucking pussies.
Said, listen, your technology is really awesome. Can we end up bringing it for financial crime detection or anything like that? So at that point, Peter Thiel jumps in, and he's like, wait a minute. Why just finance crimes? What about if we could maybe detect things like terrorist threats? And of course, remember, this is post 9/11. Remember, when the Twin Towers went down, shit like the Patriot Act started getting passed. People were genuinely afraid of actual terrorism. People still to this day are afraid of actual terrorism. But back then, it was so scary that people were willing to give up actual rights just so they could feel a little bit safer. Let the government read into every single email you got. Let them browse whatever they need, because, hey, at the end of the day, if you're safe from whatever bin Laden's out there, then maybe ultimately it's a price worth paying. Obviously, we know now that when you throw the baby out with the bathwater, it ain't exactly a good deal, okay? We made a deal with the devil, and we're still paying for it to this day. So eventually, to give you an idea, a lot of people looked at this company, and they were just like, I don't know about it, man. Like, a lot of these VCs. There was one VC in particular, and we talked about it before on this channel, In-Q-Tel. Now, for anybody that doesn't remember In-Q-Tel, In-Q-Tel is a legitimate venture capitalist firm that is solely run by the Central Intelligence Agency. So yeah, the CIA themselves decided to invest around $2 million back in 2004, 2005, and obviously this wasn't just the CIA investing in them. This was Washington. This was the U.S. government putting their money into this organization.
Your money.
Now, eventually, what actually happened was a whole suite of software ended up being released.
Oh, yeah. Take a look at that list and write it down. Foundry, Gotham, Ontology. I don't know what the hell the IP is. That's why I skipped it. Apollo. And then you also have Pegasus for phones, that's the NSO Corporation. Everything's fucking Israeli. Why? Because that's who actually owns us. We created Israel through, the demons that are already in control here created Israel as a 51st state. It's not what's in control of us. It just represents the fucking demons that do control us. So they're very bitchy and needy. And besides, that gives them the look as if they are somewhat separate from us rather than just an extension that is in the Middle East to cause fucking problems in the Middle East. That's what their job and their function geographically was, to disrupt the Middle East, cause disharmony, not let Africa or the Middle East ever unite. None of that. Because Why? Not because they're America's enemies. It's because they're the fucking cult. The Jews, their enemies.
So for instance, the first software of note was Palantir Gotham back in 2008, which basically was a flagship like defense and intelligence software. And of course, what it did was something known as ontology, which basically transformed raw data that was provided from various sources into objects that would represent things like people, places, things, events, so on and so forth. And it would actually start mapping relations between them. So for instance, you could throw in like 100,000 points of data, and it would actually connect all of those points of data with each other depending on how relevant they were. It was crazy. It was awesome. It was what the government wanted. For instance, when it came to the FOIA, which was used to obtain LAPD manuals, it actually showed that Gotham allowed them to, the LAPD in particular, to search by like your name, race, gang membership, I mean, even down to your scars and various identities. They could basically identify.
Yeah, how genius is it for them to promote by showing and allowing them to be seen on the line often? People covered in tattoos from head to toe. You know how hard it is to show your to be anonymous when you have all of these identifying marks on you? You might as well just have handed your ass cheeks over to the government.
By anyone. A single individual could have been identified by any various amount of characteristics. And according to the FOIA documents, the LAPD had like 5,000 Palantir accounts. At that point, it was more than like half the LAPD police force. Now, Gotham is basically something that is run across all over the Department of Defense. So whether you're in the CIA, the FBI, the NSA, yeah, Palantir is basically like the bread and butter of these like intelligence agencies. Palantir is one of those companies that if you Google up right now, you probably wouldn't get a straight answer. Somebody actually has to dig through the trenches to tell you what they actually do. They are a mass surveillance company, and their actual utility spreads far and wide. And a lot of it is, in a way, very controversial to an extent. So, for instance, a lot of people probably know of somebody known as Edward Snowden, especially if you watch my channel. I've talked about Edward Snowden, especially in the context of something known as PRISM, where a huge leak came out showing how far the government was in bed with a lot of big tech companies, where like it came out that, you know, the big tech companies were effectively backdooring themselves over to the US government. So for a lot of people, their personal information could just be grabbed at any moment without a warrant, without any form of, without any form of legal protection that the people should have. And one of those things that, Edward Snowden in particular showed was something known as X-Keyscore Helper, which was a Palantir tool that was allowing the NSA analysts at the time to import data from the X-Core, like X-Keyscore, like a forensic system that they had, which collected things like your emails, your chats, your pictures, documents, so on and so forth. Basically, when it comes to mass surveillance and mapping out data across the world and spying on the citizens, Palantir is sort of the technical strength, the third-party company that everyone sort of hires when they want to spy on anybody out there. That is their job. That is their bread and butter. That's how they make their money. When it comes to predictive policing, you probably watch movies like Minority Report where they can decide if you're guilty, basically, or if you're a threat before you actually even commit crimes. And to an extent, that kind of exists in the real world, especially when it comes to things like Palantir's like predictive policing systems, where again, even in secret arrangements back in 2012 all the way up to 2018, they were operating in areas like New Orleans. It was so secret that the city council members were actually unaware of the fact that there was actually a system that was analyzing their citizens. And of course, they would analyze things like criminal history, social media, of course, obviously the gang affiliations that we learned that they were doing during their time and stint out with the LAPD. Probably still there to an extent. And they would even create like a...
What do they call those? CIs? Confidential informants? Right? Assets. They can still continue to do the crimes because as long as they're doing the crimes, they fit in with the criminals, quote unquote criminals. Nothing about our government is trying to do something to stop crime. If you understand the nature of the Jews, they run all of the organized crime.
list because they could map out connections of people that could be potential victims and perpetrators. Like, you ever play the game Watch Dogs and you see how the CTOS can predict if somebody is going to be a victim or a possible crime is going to be happening? It's crazy to think that that was actually a reality. That actually is a thing that happens in the world, right? And again, you have to dig into the trenches. You really have to research Palantir to know the stuff is happening around you. Even when it comes to things like ICE, for instance. Now, a lot of people talk about immigrations and customs enforcements and, kicking all the illegals out of the country. Now, the thing about the illegal migrant situation, or whatever you want to get into, is it's a hotly debated political issue. But it's one of those things that's similar to 9/11 to me. And the reason I say this is because it's kind of a massive tragedy. It's a massive political, it's a massive galvanizing force that a lot of the government, a lot of these private organizations are taking advantage of. Basically in the sense that Palantir exists to sell a surveillance product to the government, which in this case would be something that you probably have heard of as Immigration OS. In April 2025, ICE signed a $30 million no-bid contract for Immigration OS, which basically allowed Palantir, was actually something that was built on top of it. It's the Immigration Lifecycle Operating System, and it provides almost near-time visibility on the movements of migrant individuals, using, obviously, artificial intelligence and the various data points that Palantir is so good at mapping out. And alongside things like ELITE, which is the Enhanced Leads Identification and Targeting for Enforcement, it would basically map out the potential deportation targets, it would create dossiers, it would basically apply a confidence score to various addresses that ICE could hit, and basically give a reasonable assessment that the address you're about to hit is probably going to be filled with illegals. Now, the reason why I was kind of tying this to 9/11 is that at the end of the day, regardless of what you think, Immigration OS is mass surveillance. It's predictive policing on the federal crack-enabled level, okay? It's insane levels of mass surveillance that people are kind of looking at, thinking that, oh, they're just going to be using this to crack down on illegal migrants. Well, do you think if they're going to develop this technology that they're just going to massively forget about it like some point down the road? No. They're going to use it against the next target that the government wants to go against. And that could be somebody that is legally allowed in the United States.
That's us. That's the whole anti-Semitism laws. I don't think it's going to happen on the second. I'm just saying that's when the Purim starts. Just letting you know.
However, they might be somebody that is a political dissident, somebody that is speaking against the system. Right now, we are at a pivotal point that unless you speak against this shit, and if you let it happen, this is the reason why I've been talking so much about age verification, your privacy, things like self-hosting. It's not because that in a year from now I'm going to be living on a farm in complete, solitude from general public. I don't know, maybe. I have no idea. I can't predict the future. Maybe Palantir can. But the idea of it is that if you don't fight against it now, if you don't raise awareness to it now, the world will look very different in the next 5, maybe 10 years. And in the next 10 years, we might be living in that cyberpunk dystopia where getting spied on and having an opinion is something that actually is going to be treated pretty illegally. It's going to be where, you might not really be allowed to speak your mind because maybe there are powers that be that don't want you to speak your mind and they don't want you to rise up and step against the grain. Now, there's something about Peter Thiel that is super interesting to me. Back in October, September, literally in 2025, not that long ago, literally a few months, you might have looked up that Peter Thiel was hosting these 4-part lectures in San Francisco talking about the Antichrist. Now, for full context, Peter Thiel wasn't talking about the Christian idea of an Antichrist. I think Peter might fit more into that, if anything. But to give you an idea, Peter Thiel was talking about the Antichrist being like a Luddite who literally didn't care about understanding, somebody that wanted to stop all forms of science. So people like Eliezer Yudkowsky, who literally is an AI safety advocate.
So basically, in order to keep the Christians engaged in his bullshit and not suspicious of his actions, he's going to call anybody who is in opposition to his form of technology to be the Antichrist. Really? So he's going to demonize everybody else. What a fucking little shithead. And sodomite, by the way. And sodomite.
for crying out loud, right? Basically anybody that can, talk about raising regulations or awareness in the dangerous spaces that he operates, he doesn't like it. Because if you get in front of Peter Thiel and his money, not even just his money, if you get in front of him and his power, he's gonna go fucking batshit insane. This slimy scumbag piece of shit will find everything that he can to convince people in Washington to buy his shitty products and give up your freedoms if it means a slightly higher net worth and slightly more power. So again, I want you to understand, this is who the current government has decided to partner with. A fucking nutjob, batshit insane, authoritarian fuck. That's who. Now, to give you an idea, I don't want to walk into this video and not paint Peter Thiel as the scumbag he is without any evidence to back it up. Obviously, I think there's plenty out there, but really one of the most important pieces of evidence that I think kind of exists is the fact that he is a really, really close friend with guys like, Jeffrey Epstein, for instance. Now, for anybody that doesn't know, literally a couple weeks ago, there was a massive disclosure release, like 5 million documents that released about Jeffrey Epstein. I'm still making videos on it. There's still things in the pipeline. I've made plenty of videos covering it because there's just so much information. But more specifically, there actually is around 2,281 files that exist showing emails and conversations between Peter Thiel and Jeffrey Epstein, mentions in the files alone with Peter Thiel. So he is by far one of the most mentioned guys in the archive. Now, to give you an idea, the relationship began somewhere around 2014, long after Epstein's actual conviction. So Peter Thiel, given the fact that he knows pretty much everything about everyone, should have actually known the kind of person that he was getting friendly with. So there was at least half a dozen scheduled meetings between people like Peter Thiel and Epstein from 2014 all the way to 2016, and a lot of them actually at Epstein's New York townhouse. And again, you can verify and look these up yourself in the Epstein files. Heck, I can show you a few emails on the screen right now. They were actually quite buddy-buddy. Peter Thiel took great judgment. Now, the important part about this is Epstein is kind of tertiarily related to this entire situation, because even he invested $40 million into Valor Ventures, a fund managed and originally co-founded by people like Peter Thiel back in 2015 and 2016. Now, that investment that Epstein made actually grew to around $170 million, making it effectively one of the largest assets at the time in Epstein's estate. And of course, people like Ehud Barak, who was the former prime minister of Israel, no doubt, was also describing that fund at the time as co-founded by both Thiel and Epstein. So they were not just monetarily related, but
his mic sucks. I'm getting this buzz in my ear every once in a while when it gets a little loud.
Seemed like they were actually pretty good friends. And even though Thiel's spokespeople will say that there's no co-ownership, they still confirm that Epstein was a limited partner in this case. Again, I think there needs to be an investigation in this right here, okay? Because, I don't know, I think there's probably a lot more than money. These people seem very buddy-buddy with each other, and I want to know the extent of that relationship. Because if this scumbag is allowed to know everything about me, I think we should know everything about him, too. It's only fair. Now, again, I don't want to sit there and say that, Thiel is a criminal because he's so associated, but I think it's worth the investigation. And I think if the government had any fucking testicles, they would pursue some investigation on pretty much anybody associated with Epstein at the time. But importantly, it was this company, these venture firms, that were connected to, companies like Persona. So it makes you kind of wonder, right? Like Persona, the actual tool, the experiment that was used by Discord, it is connected to people like Peter Thiel monetarily. Why is somebody like Peter Thiel, who believes that he knows better than you, believes that democracy and freedom are no longer viable products to be sold to the American people, why is he investing money into an age verification system that coincidentally grabs selfies, grabs a ton of identification off people, and promises that they'll delete it? I mean, promises are promises. I mean, who knows what's going on in those servers? Last I checked with Discord, last time they tried grabbing people's IDs, it ended up getting leaked out to the public to grab. Peter Thiel is one of the richest guys in the world. And he's somebody that craves power. He's somebody that knows how to obtain that power. He's somebody that knows that whoever controls the surveillance game is somebody that's going to be around for the long term, because surveillance is one of those products that is always in demand by the government. And Discord is actually just a small piece of this puzzle. Remember, Discord is the most normie used communications platform out there. It's not just gamers that use it, everyone uses Discord. And I think with what happened with Discord the last few days, I think the best thing to happen from it is this discussion, that we know that these age assurance platforms are not only dangerous for you when it comes to your personal privacy, but also when you start to look at where they're getting their money from, and it's all these mass surveillance organizations, maybe it's time we reassess this shit and we stop allowing these companies to operate in the fields that they are. Because look, ultimately it's up to you to decide if this is a fight worth having. I personally believe it is, but really, I make these videos to try and wake up the average person. And I hope, since we're nearing the end of the video, you're kind of waking up a little bit and realizing that this shit ain't normal, man. I think ultimately the end of it, people like Peter Thiel should stay far away from our personal identification, from our government, from the ability to regulate what we can and cannot do. I think it's insane that we're at a point where we need to honestly be talking about it. You know, years ago, I'd be playing stupid video games on this channel. Years ago, I'd be looking at stupid 4chan mysteries. I'd be looking at things like Club Penguin servers run by derelict idiots on the internet. I'd be looking at things like, you know, Alex from Tennessee all over 4chan. But there is something genuinely scarier than all of that. And it's the power these people are actually gaining at an alarming rate. Look, I think the internet is one of those things that's the last bastion of real human connection and real human freedom. We don't really have freedom anymore, regardless of where you live, right? Like, you're always being watched, you're always being spied on. Shit's getting way more expensive every single fucking day of our lives. And it sometimes seems like the next day is becoming an uncertainty. And it's difficult not to stop doom scrolling. I mean, it's all around us. Doom and gloom is everywhere. And it's one of those things where the internet and the last way for us to truly be free, truly live in a digital space even, where we can communicate to somebody from all across the world. You know, when I look at communities on the internet, when I look at the world for what it is, I think, I don't joke when I say the last bastion of real freedom is the internet. You know, it's the last place that we can actually anonymously talk.
You know what that means, though, right? It's the last place where we can actually talk, isn't it? It's virtual arena that doesn't exist. Because if you try doing that shit in real life, the results may vary. Authorities may also vary as to how they handle you. You can't make an actual effect on the real world, but you can pretend like you do in the distraction world. And now they don't want you to have that either. That's the real takeaway. That everything else has already been taken away. You just don't know it yet.
You know, when I did dark web browsing every single Sunday years ago, you know, before I found every single dark web website visiting, yeah, there was a lot of fucked up stuff that came from anonymity, but there was a lot of communities that came around talking about stupid, goofy shit. People who could genuinely voice an opinion and talk about what was on their mind without feeling like Big Brother was watching them, without feeling like some government entity knew every single thing about them. And eventually the hammer would come down and they would just be disappeared. I feel like that's a fleeting memory. Because for people like Peter Thiel, it's not about just unmasking every single human person on the internet. It's about invoking a level of fear into the discussions that we're allowed to have. The government wants to dox every single person on the internet. They want to monitor every single bit of communication that we have. Because I think ever since the internet was created, the powers that govern us realized how scary of a technology it is, right? Letting people share information unfettered. Letting people communicate with each other unfettered.
Yeah, but here's the problem. The more people do this here, the less they do it in reality. And the Panopticon prison actually doesn't even need to have walls in reality. It only needs to be in front of your face, in front of your screen. So you put all your time, energy, and effort, your distractions you're distracting yourself, but you're only affecting the virtual reality of this sphere of whatever the hell cyberspace is. It's not really doing anything to the outside world. So it's what are you doing? You're fighting all your battles from your desk. Nothing's actually happening. So as long as they can keep you doing that and not doing anything real, then they still win. It's still a distraction at the end of the day. And they'll keep this one running right up until they've already got their people surrounding you or their technology surrounding you. Then they'll not let you have it anymore because they want you to be scared. This is part of their game too. They want, at a certain point, they want people to be, at least some of us, some more of us. Some of us have been for a long time, but they want more of us to be aware. You know, that fear thing. That's part of the game of the control. It's part of the game of the torment, the misery of humans. Is they have some of them have to at least know what's going on, so that they can be appropriately scared of what's going to happen to them. If nobody understands it, then it's not as fun.
Letting people talk to each other unfettered. You know, there's a reason I use a lot of self-hosted technologies, and I talk a lot about end-to-end encryption. Hell, I even showed you guys how to use PGP encryption to share messages back and forth across normie communication channels. Because I think you have a right to privacy, and I think people have a right to talk to each other. People have a right to share information without being surveilled, without being monitored, without feeling scared to speak what's on their mind. There's a lot of people.
All right, he's just rambling now. We get it. We get it, bro. We get it. We get it. Thank you. Come again. All right, later. I have to go. There was something else. So many other things I needed to. What's on there?
Being an adult learning new things. Did you know that medicine is not in glasses?
And I don't know why y'all dragging that woman, because yes, glasses do have medicine in it.
You cannot tell me, as a person who wears contacts, there's not medicine in it. And I take this shit off.
So because they're called prescription glasses, you think there's medicine in your fucking glasses? Are you fucking serious? Are you? This is where wow. Yes. This is not the threat. This is not the threat. I mean, stupidity is its own threat in and of itself. I get it, because stupid usually doesn't have a mechanism for slowing down their impulses, and their impulses could be violent and stupid and retarded and fucking unpredictable. Yeah, put them all down. Got it. Great. Sounds great. But the bigger problem is, every day, every single time.
I'm blind as fuck.
I ain't gonna lie. I thought they put medicine in glasses too.
Medicine in glasses? What? You got medicine? Why that medicine? It's prescriptions.
I'm the holder of a bachelor's degree for
This is the girl with the bachelor's. This is the smart, whatever the fuck that thing is.
my immediate family to do so. I've never been ashamed to learn new things. Yes, I learned this week in 2025, a week before my 30th birthday, that there is no medication in prescription glasses.
Y'all, the fact that I wear glasses and I too just found out that medicine not in glasses. When was somebody gonna tell me this?
What do you mean somebody gonna tell you this? It's somebody else's problem. Yeah, the girl with the fucking weird thing on her head. It's someone else's fucking mistake. It's someone else's fault. It's not yours, nigger.
To piss me off. Because I also thought there was medicine in glasses.
Being an adult learning new things.
How is everybody that retarded? The people who built the pyramids, right, because they didn't have their reality rocked when they discover glasses don't have medicine in them. Right. Well, let's realize that those pyramids were there for a long fucking time, a lot longer than even the Aryan Goths were the first kings of the dynasties of Egypt. But that's not to say that the Gothic Aryans weren't at another time before the reset also kings of dynastic Egypt, or of a different dynasty that we don't even know about because of the freaking whatever cataclysm that occurred to make them lost in the first place. Yeah, those things have been there for quite some time. That's all I'm saying. They're like it's like being in the fishbowl and someone just put this really interesting structure inside the water, and then they put the fish, and it's like, who did what? What is that? What's this pyramid thing doing here in this? What is that? You do that? No. Well, how did it get here then? It's like somebody just put it in. We're in the terrarium.
So America first or Israel first? Or Palestine first? Don't be scared, bro. You're not doing this. Sir, you look like a raggedy, unshaved coochie. Just kidding, sir. That is not right, sir. Is America first or Israel first? So America first or Israel first? That's an easy one.
I'm a staffer.
You're a staffer? You're a chicken, boy. You're a chicken staffer. Sir, did your father get you this job?
No. Absolutely
You
not.
earned it through hard work?
I did.
Can we get America first or Israel?
Yeah, that scarf tells a different story, bro. That scarf tells a different story.
No answer. Now he got scared. The first ones he got, sir. America first or Israel first?
It looks like the fucking. Remember those mechanical bears? Teddy Ruxpin or something like that?
You're not going to talk to me about that, sir? You look terrified. He just got a chill down. He skipped on the elevators. He said, I'm going to take the steps today.
I thought that was. I think he just went into the freaking auditorium. He's just like fucking. Any door that will work for him right now.
May we ask you, America first or Israel first? Sir, don't be scared, sir. There's nothing to worry about, sir.
What's that warm stuff down your leg, sir?
He skipped out on his real floor, sir. This is not even your floor, bro. Dear brothers, America first or Israel first? You're live with 1,000 people on TikTok. You're scared, sir? You look like an American. You look like you let it rip behind the scenes. Come on, sir. You look like you have the power. Don't give us that bashful white man face. America first or Israel first, sir? You're scared to answer it, sir? Your face turning red, sir? Excuse me, Glenn. Excuse me, we'd like to have a word with Glenn and about him being sold out to Israel. How did that happen, sir? Shame on Glenn. Shame on you, sir. You are going straight to hell, sir. Damn you.
Thank you, massa. Shit to hell, massa. Okay. What's this one?
Look at those beady little eyes.
Now
these all.
No. I may have a couple more.
I don't know why you would waste your time saying somebody deserves to be publicly executed.
You know what? I want to watch that execution. That'll make my day better. I mean, Nicki Minaj. I don't think that's a good role model for 18-year-old black girls. I don't.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Nicki Minaj.
And then I don't drink. I find it unproductive, not because I'm holier than whatever.
Just because I'm playing a different part now.
On up to your bullshit.
I was here for 5 years. I never dated here because I saw vicariously through my
She's a chipmunk. It's a giant fucking head.
roommate how terrible it was.
I believe that we all have angels,
That kid doesn't seem like he's too happy.
and these are my little angels. From Antonio Placement Center in Constanța, Romania.
Well, that's weird because you should be the kids' angels if you actually think that they're in strife, right? Or in trouble, or they need your help. They shouldn't be your angels unless you're sending them off to something like their demise. And you're making them into angels like Red Bull gives you wings type of shit because it fucking kills you. Like that type of thing.
Stop.
At least they listened. Oh, yeah, everybody saw Randy Fine go around pressing everybody else's button to vote for them, right? While they were absent. Yeah, okay.
Inside the Patriot Stadium, a command center of stats tracking hate speech online. It shows where it's coming from, the time of day, and how it's trending, especially among younger people.
We saw that not only is hate and anti-Semitism growing across the country, it's disproportionately growing on college campuses and in high schools.
Which is part of the reason Kraft says he partnered with the United Negro.
Is there a leaderboard? Because I want to know my rank.
College Fund and the Jewish organization Hillel International to host unity dinners throughout the country.
So let's get to it.
Baruch College students Aiden Herzlinger and Akish L. are among the more than 450 students who've attended at least one of the dinners.
What do you talk about at these dinners?
The dinners are about finding commonalities between the black community and the Jewish community. So we really talk about anything and everything.
Well, what type of commonalities are they talking about? Because does the dude on the right know what they wrote in the Talmud?
Inside the Patriot Stadium, a command center of stats tracking hate speech online. It shows where it's coming from, the time of day.
I think it went around already. Mm-hmm. Oh, here's a follow up on the whole El Duce thing and the should have taken the $50,000 from Courtney Love to kill Kurt. Oh, and by the way, I said this in my Telegram group. There's a reason, and then some different reason than anybody probably ever picked up on why David Grohl and Courtney actually did have. Like, she's a fucking CIA asset, honeypot, fucking whatever. She's dirty whore, and she was groomed to be that, right? I don't know what the hell her actual purpose is or what, but she was definitely sold into something or given over to something. Her father was not happy with it. She more than likely had the El Duce killed too, or the cover up around this whole thing. But she was a trafficker. It looks like she was a trafficker. Like she was actually working with people like Epstein, if not directly, but probably directly. And what Kurt may or may not have known about that, I don't know, or what he may have been as far as a threat to her financial status. Should he have fucking divorced her like he said he was going to? Her handlers are the ones that influenced Seattle to just completely wash the fucking thing away because it was pretty obviously a murder. And here's just more of that. But the reason why David Grohl and her, they're squabbling over something else. It's not about Kurt's memory. It might be about money. But both of those fuckers, I guarantee you, if you look far enough and deep enough, you're going to find David Grohl popping up in those files too. 100%. David Grohl is not a good human being.
At the cafe, we spent some time with El Duce.
Now, this guy's a piece of shit too, and he's an oive. Just keep everything in good standings here. This is Fat Mike or something, like whatever the fuck his gay name is from NoFX. Let me just take a look and make sure that's true. Fucking nigger, here's a space. Yeah. There he is. Yeah, it's NoFX. This is the Jew asshole who sings a song, Don't Call Me White. Don't call me white. That song. Or and he says represents everything I hate. Because he's a Jew and he doesn't want you to know that. He just wants to sound like a self-hating white. And then he does that other song where it sounds like reggae. Booyah, booyah, kill all the white man. That song. Piece of shit. Fucking faggot. Anyway, there you go. Some of his songs, because they're funny and you're younger, you don't think about all the other ramifications to it. It's okay. But everything to me was subpar to Rancid and Operation Ivy, so I didn't really care.
You know how they found El Duce?
Dead?
Found him dead with no head.
I did not know that.
Yes. He found him on train tracks with his head on one side and his body on the other.
Committed suicide?
No, it's Courtney Love.
And you are fat?
Fat Mike. At the cafe,
there you go.
We spent some time with El Duce. You know how they found.
So there you go. I think it's great that this stuff is coming out. About time this bitch fucking paid. This is
Bro,
crazy.
I love.
He literally he is the Thing. He's either this is 26 or something like that. He's either the Thing or he's a white green Hulk, right? he's the normal skin tone Incredible Hulk over here, and his hair tells you the story. I don't think that's simply because dude. I'm 46 and I have a little like spot on the back of my head. This dude's coming from this side. I think that's steroids. I would have to imagine.
Love trying to explain Andrei Smayev to people who have never heard about him. Timothy Chalamet is older than Andrei Smayev. First, let me go over his stats for you guys. The man is 6'1", over 156 kilograms, which is around 343 pounds. He's 343 pounds lean. Andrei Smayev quite literally grows every other week. Let me show you guys just some of his feats of strength, like these 2 weighted pull-ups right here. He has 160 kilograms attached to his body. He has over 350 pounds attached to him, and he's doing pull-ups with it. If we include his body weight, he is almost doing pull-ups with 700 pounds.
Well, you can't. That's not 100% true because you can't factor in the active muscles in the exercise because they're working to pull up the weight. It's the dead weight is the rest of the remaining weight. So the arms aren't the weight. Do you understand what I mean by that?
He's quite literally bending.
So therefore, his lats would technically not be the weight, even though it's a little bit further from the point of lift. So maybe
the entire pull-up bar that he is doing pull-ups on. Look at it bend, bro. Here he is bench pressing 375 pounds. Only
with what appears to be a midget in comparison.
He's not actually bench pressing it. He's JM pressing it.
Like this.
JM pressing
like this.
375 pounds for reps. You guys understand how difficult the JM press exercise is, especially on a barbell, and he's doing it with this much weight for reps? Oh, and get this, he doesn't even compete in bodybuilding or powerlifting. He just does this for fun. Bro, I love trying.
There you go. He's been around the circuits. He's had people come up in even that douchebag Larry Wheels has been around. Oh, this is a good one. I think this is the one. I gotta go soon though.
On today's episode of F Around and Find Out, you do what now?
It's a new gummy. 2,000 milligrams.
2,000 milligrams.
Why is it so small? 2,000 should be like in a couple of pans of brownies. Who hurt you? That's the kind of amount that I had you laying on the ground holding on to the grass so you don't fall off the world. That right there, I have you turning down the macaroni so you can taste the TV better.
I'm starting to feel funny. Like, Billy don't feel good.
Well, of course you don't feel good. That wasn't an eatable product. That was a tranquilizer for a rhinoceros. You're about to lose executive functioning of your breathing and blinking. You're about to go manual.
I hope I don't have to pee for a while because I can't get up.
I hope you don't have to work tomorrow. Them kind of numbers stick with you.
I'm still alive. 8:39.
Yeah, you're still alive. I think there's only been one person in history that's died from too much of the Lord's lettuce, and that's because he was running from the wee-woo with like 1,000+ pounds in his back seat, ran into a tree, and then it squished him.
My chest hurts a little. Yeah.
I'd imagine it does. With those kinds of amounts there, you done got elevated on a molecular level. You become Icarus. You done flown too close to the sun.
I think I need to go to sleep. I think I'll be better in the morning.
Well, I'm pretty near positive you're still going to be elevated in the morning, but night-night. Folks, you find yourself choosing the number all, effing around and now finding out. Remember, peppercorns are your friends. Chew on a couple of them. They got some terpenes in them that'll help bring you back down. 2,000. Should have been cutting that thing up with an X-Acto knife. Anywho, if and you're not following me, folks.
There you go. Oh, here you go.
Who Epstein is?
Yes.
How do you know about him?
Because he's your dad. You showed me a picture.
Yo, watch your mouth.
Why the hell are they doing gay shit to each other? So it's incestuous because they're brothers, aren't they?
Who Epstein is?
Yes.
How do you know about him?
Because he's your dad. You showed me a picture.
Yo, watch your mouth.
Why the hell? What's with the fucking tattoos all over the face? That shit doesn't come off. You know? You don't get the... if you want to draw on something, draw on paper. You want to draw on something, draw on yourself with things that wash off. That way you can draw something different later when you get sick of what you're fucking looking at. It doesn't make sense to tattoo it on your body forever. And how gay is it to have some other man draw something on you that you're going to have on your body forever? Or a woman. It still makes you a fucking bitch. Sorry. Especially on your fucking face, okay? Every place else, whatever. You know, that's your thing, but whatever. Here we go. There you go. Please don't send me to Auschwitz, Dave Portnoy. Hi, we're a pop punk band from Israel. What should we name ourselves? No, I'm gonna have to stop this, bro. Guns and noses? Genocidal tendencies instead of suicidal tendencies? All American tax dollars? Leonard, no foreskin nerd? Rage Against the Children? Red Hot Chili Settlers? My Bloody Palestine? APAC Shakur? Just straight up Bad Religion. That one didn't need any changing. Breaking Benjamin Netanyahu? Juju Dolls? 30 Seconds to a House That's Not Mine? Goy Division, Infinite Annihilator, Dreidel of Filth, instead of Cradle of Filth. Nickelback didn't need to be changed either. Ah, that's great. Neither did Pusa either. President of the United States of America. Bullet for my neighbor, Bon Jovi. Panic in the Gaza Strip, Fallout Goy, One Destruction, the IDF Tones. System of a Down Payment. My Chemical Warfare. The usury instead of the used. That one's a good one. Zion Maiden. Creed instead of Creed. Shalom Temple Pilots. Motley Jew. Blink 271. 271,000. Get it? Mega Theft. Small Hats, Little Dicks. The Cunts. Nine Inch Noses. Judas Priest is should have been written the same. The Killers didn't have to be changed. Well, maybe I'm the faggot America. I'm not a Lady Gaza. Part of a redneck agenda. La La Land Grapplers. Grabbers. La La Land Grabbers. Okay, I thought they were doing the Grabbler thing like Owen, who's also a Jew Benjamin. Don't ever forget that part. New Direction to Jew Direction. Notorious Baby Killers instead of B.I.G., I guess. Jimmy Eat Baby. That's good. That's a good one. Nice. No,
There is-
no. That's more like Yoko Ono when she started to become Yoda.
No way. This is Ghislaine Maxwell.
That's an Asian man. He's here to fix the computer.
Most recent photo of her released on Monday, February 9th, 2026. When you do a side-by-side comparison, the noses don't match, and either do the eyes. Looks like they've got
You're such a genius there, dumb bitch.
body double fitted with a cheap Amazon wig. When have we seen this before? Not only that, but the Friday before this picture was taken, New York Post conveniently got footage of Ghislaine Maxwell walking the yard in prison, and what do you know? They are now handing out umbrellas in jail. You know, to make sure her skin doesn't get damaged, or maybe so we don't see her face.
Oh, no, really, guys. Look, she's still in jail. See? Yeah. How do you... Does anybody not think that, like, when they put one of their own inside, who actually has more power than the system itself, because the system is just the artifice? It's like the movie set. You get it? Like, the movie set is not real, and neither are the people that look like they're of any position of power. It's the executives who actually pay for... You get it, right? Okay, so you go into a jail, quote-unquote, and then you go into the basement, or you go down the tunnel, and you're into the freaking underworld, and you go and you live your life there, popping up every once in a while with a disguise, or popping up in a different country for a while where nobody fucking knows you. You just go in, and then when it's time for you to have your interview with Barbara Walters or whatever, you come back up out of the tunnel and you're sitting in your cell. They probably did the same thing with Manson, even though, I don't know, there was some things about... It makes me wonder if he was a lifetime actor. I don't know.
So the question now is, did she ever actually go to prison? She may have taken these photos in 2020, but the video from that same day seems to be...
She looks too much like Abramovich, if you really get to it. Like, she's more attractive when she's younger, but she was actually aging in the real photos of her. She looks more like Abramovich.
Somebody entirely different. So, what do you think? Did Ghislaine's appearance completely change in the last 6
Well, it happens when you're eating prison food, but she probably wouldn't be eating prison food either. They would still be giving her babies.
years since she's been in prison? Or did they swap her out with a bad body double? As always, I want to hear down below.
You want to hear between your legs? You sick little girl. What a fucking cunt. This is the kind of cats I want. Cats that will eat your dog. He's saying you're beautiful. The type of tongue that can just, like, even though it's just licking you, can tear the flesh off of your arm because of all those, you know how cat tongues are. Russians have the cool... Well, yeah, never mind. I'm not going to talk about the woman being fat. I'm just going to say that Russians have the coolest animals. You've ever seen Pantera, and the Rottweiler? The panther that they had since it was a kitten. That's another Russian thing. What is this?
Wait, so now that we know the vampires run this country, are we gonna...
Yes. Stake him in the fucking heart. Yeah. Exactly.
Wait, so now that we know the vampires run this country,
Say it
are
one more time
we
for
gonna...
There you go.
When they tell you who they are, believe them.
Cause is dear to your heart.
Cause is dear to my Israel, the defense of Israel.
When they tell you who they are, believe them.
Okay.
Cause
you
is
believe
dear
you.
to your heart.
You're a fucking phony.
Cause is dear to my Israel.
Yes, that's what I would
Defense
say.
of Israel.
That's what I
When
would
they
say,
tell
just
you
naturally.
who they are,
That's
believe
everybody's
them.
natural response, right? When asked, what cause is near and dear to my heart? Protecting children, fresh water for people, no Jews. Oh, was I not supposed to say that? I'll keep them out of our government then, and banking. That should do it for a while, and education. Oh yeah, and everything else. So kind of like get rid of them. Iranian reporter talking about cars while showing arrested Mossad agents. It's funny. He's like, oh yeah, these cars. There's a bunch of arrested Mossad agents that try to pull their bullshit in Iran. Nice. You know why I say that? You think that's a race trading thing? It's not. I know the fucking history. I know who freaking settled these places, and I know our blood is still in a lot of these people, and in some places it's actually still like without being tampered with. So when they go and they kill people in Palestine, do you know the history of Palestine? When we get into the next portion of the makers of civilization and race and history, the places that they target are going to make a whole lot more sense, and it's going to validate even more what we heard about in the British era, because they are systematically taking and destroying each and every remnants, and they're almost doing it in a sequential order from where we first were introduced to their horrific existence to where we are now. They're going and destroying all those places. So every place where we could have spread our seed, they want to eliminate everybody there. They don't want anything. They don't want a particle of the European left when they're done. And they're hitting the most ancient places first because they're the least obvious, I guess. They don't have the defenses built up. Persia, Iran, Iraq, we were their civilization. We created it. But they're capable of running it after we're gone. Not all the places are. Look at India. Not everybody's capable of running shit after we leave. If we ever did anything in Africa, who would have fucking known about it? Because they wouldn't have lasted very long. But Libya, Syria, yeah, we sure did. I bet you a lot of those, what do they call those people? The Kurds. Guess what? You want to know who the original Kurds were? Gothic Aryan fucking people. You think I'm lying? Did you ever see the intricacy of their daggers and the shit that they made? Do you think just some fucking stupid sand digger did that? Are you serious? Give me a break. I love it. I love it just nonchalantly just doing that. I love it. It makes me feel good. It's like when the Russians destroy fucking the pathetic attempts against them. Every bit of it. It's so Jewified and disgusting. These are the people trying to annihilate us. We can take some pleasure in every one of their defeats.
So apparently, if you keep to yourself and you don't bother people, it apparently bothers people.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah. Oh yeah. I gotta go. We'll go back to this. Tomorrow will be another day with Makers of Civilization, Race, and History. I probably won't do it tonight, but maybe. I already did my elliptical, though. No, I'll just lift weights. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Thank you for all a good... Wait, what happened here? Oh, yeah, this was earlier. Let's see. It says, remember the massive increase in deaths that was predicted like a year or two ago? You're talking about that something report, the Deagle report or something like that? And everyone was like, oh, it'll be from the jabs. Blacks calculating how they lost control of the world after being the Egyptians, Jews, Moors, Celts, inventing everything and building the USA. Right. Yeah, we're the Israelites. Yeah, and the Egyptians. Sure you were. Sure. Whoa, fuck! They are the ultimate retards. Yeah, I already know what you're talking about. You're talking about the prescription glasses. I already know. It couldn't mean anything. Couldn't be anything else. What a life support vegetable. Definitely a dude. Happy to be happy to be in women jail. Yeah. Woo. All right. Hey, wait. Do you know that? Why is that? I'm not trying to be mean. Hey, before I say this, I'm not trying to be mean. But you should like this comment if you agree. Why does that guy look like Io Kamathi so much? I'm going to hell. All right. This going right here in case you didn't know what I was talking about. There you go. Io, why you be hating the white man so much there, Io? You know that if we disappear, the Jews eat you, right? Right. Same thing with the rest of the people on the planet. The only thing that kept them at bay for the last 5,000 years was us. You kind of need us to continue to do that. Just saying. Oh, let's go into. I forgot about that. What did I do? What have I been doing? Oh shit! Brain socks is. I don't even know who you are. Hold on, let me get into here. I didn't even open up a tab this time. That was my bad. Rumbleicious. All right, let's go into here. My content. Bam. Tracking vampires and their beta sponge muffins. Mike Garland says, I seen a video where Courtney Love and Kurt are in the files, but I didn't save it. Yeah, I don't think he's there for bad reasons. I think he's just mentioned because she's involved with pulling a scam on him. Brain socks. Yes. Tats off to you. Or thank you, buddy. Appreciate it. Archangel's there. Tyranny number 1. White culture spoilers. Well, despots. Vagino. Bongino. He's the man, right? The Kurds have Aryan roots for sure. All right. So I think I got all caught up. And tomorrow, not sure when. Hopefully early. Hopefully I can get motivated again. We have internet orders coming in now that I did that thing. So I'll just type it in here for any of you out there, if you guys care. And if you're in, I mean, I can still send it, but I mean, if you're in the continental United States, or at least in the United States and its territories, it's a lot easier to ship. I mean, I don't care. I ship everywhere, anywhere, but I'm just saying. Secret 9 will give you 9% off. And if you get the bundle packs, they're already free shipping, so you're not going to. Unless you're shipping non-domestically, then it's going to cost you more because it's like that much more to ship. All right. Well, thank you. Thank you for proving to the rest of the world that the Rumble rants do in fact work, everybody. So you click this button there and you do the thing and you go, and it shows up on the screen. Yes. Thank you for proving to the rest of the 5,000 people who are following here that the Rumble rants work. About fucking time. All right. I'm going to go see my daughter. I'll see you guys later. Oh, yeah. I told you about the website, right? Well, here. There's the Patreon. If you want to click that, that'd be sweet. The Semper Fi LLC is that. And bam. When you're here, you can go to Dr. Glidden's membership site directly and then use Ballbusters for 25% off on the first. Now, first he said the 6th. Now he's saying the 1st. So you have 10 days to get it locked in. Otherwise, you will not have it for the cheaper price afterward. It's gonna almost double. It's gonna be almost $600 a year, and the monthly is going away. So right now you can get it for like with my discount, $29 a month, or cheaper even than that if you do the annual right now, because that's like it brings the $395 down to $299. So that's less than $29 a month because there's 12 months in a year, not 10. You see how that goes? It's actually super cheap. Let's see what it is. Let's do $299 divided by 12. Yes, I'm using a calculator. I'm not Rain Man. What the fuck? Restart now and finish up. Like, go fuck yourself. Fuck out of here. All right, $299 Divided. That's a percent. Is that? Yeah. No, that's a percent sign. I can't fucking tell the difference. Divided by 12. So it's $24.91 with my code right now per month. If you do the annual. Okay? Because it brings the $3.95 down to $2.99-ish. Maybe it's $2.95. And then $24.91 would be your monthly. Forever locked in. Locked in forever. It's going to be double that later on. You should tell you to do the click that button thingy. Whoops. Click that button. Oh, and I tested this earlier, and at first it didn't work for me. So I did some adjustments, but I also then cleared out my cookies, and then the code worked for Secret 9. But I had to test it for myself. BB5 for a total of 15% off when you click this website. Okay? Total of 15, plus you're earning Azure points as well for your next order. The whole food multivitamin. You want your 90 essentials? The whole food multivitamin, the Alaskan cod liver oil. The fulvic humic blend, which is all your minerals. Super important part of it. The most important. There's 66% of the shit that you need is in this bottle. And it's a 90-day supply at the very least. Which means you get 3 months. 3 months before you have to purchase another one. And IP6 Supreme right here. So the most important thing that you should do is get yourself healthy. It's my thoughts. Yeah? Build up that shield so you don't have to have... So that you don't get sick more often because you have enough defenses. You're strong enough to fight them off so that things don't set in the first place. Turn the fuck off. All right. There you go. And then if you want to check out this... I got... No, that's Meltone. No, that's not the one I got. What'd I get? Did I pass it? No, right here. I got the trace replace ionic minerals as well. That's something I added to my thing. And then there's the Whole Food C complex, which is probably a really good idea to get as well if you want that. I already told you what the bare rock 90%, 90 essentials are, but if you wanted to add extras, like the Whole Food Vitamin C would probably be a good idea. Maybe the activated B complex up here too. But having the extra C because it's whole food is probably a really good idea. Okay. That's it. Now we can go. Now we can go. I must be behind. Yep, I'm behind. Leave the live up for a second, Dan. What's up? Let me see if I'm still... Are you still talking? When I shut it off, it should still keep playing. It's not going to cut it off. What are you talking about? I got to go. All right, guys. Thank you. Oh, Edward Snowman again. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much. Thank you for support. And I will see you tomorrow. If I can figure out what the button is.